Okay, now I want to run through what is left over. I think we have gone through the entire application process. We have walked through it and I have shown you how to construct a bean through Spring and make it do the build content thing and redirect to a JSP. All that stuff is nice. Done. Okay. The few things that are left are: number one, let's look at the libraries. There's a humongous list of libraries associated with this project, and we are going to go through a few of them to try and make sense of what is needed where. The first library is Spring, so we have spring.jar sitting somewhere here. What does the spring.jar have? We will look at that shortly. We are now in that directory, C user workspace, my stock app, web content, web and flip, and here is the Spring jar. To open it, you have to right click and then you have to open it up with the compression software. So open with WinRAR. So jar is basically like a zip file and it has a particular structure. In this case, we have org, Spring framework, etc., beans, and then you have a lot of classes. Spring is actually a complicated example because Spring has lots and lots of classes to support lots and lots of things that we can do through Spring. Spring is huge. It's a lightweight container, but it supports a lot of things. A simpler example of a jar would be possibly, let's see, you go up here, we have the Hibernate jars, which are not exactly simple, but we can still open them up to see what we have. So this is the Hibernate jar, and if you go through org Hibernate, we will see things like session factory, etc. So yes, right here we have a session factory class, so that sits under org Hibernate. So when you have a reference in your actual class saying session or session factory, org Hibernate, this is where it picks it up from. So if you go back to your Java and look at your, say, user DAO, let's see if we have it open, user DAO, you see a Hibernate template. So Hibernate template right here, org Hibernate session, org Spring framework, ORM Hibernate 3 Hibernate template. Sometimes what happens is you will see that something is mistyped and you will not be able to find this class. So the way you correlate this with the jar is you see this URL and then you go back and let's find it out. Org Spring framework. So we are at, that's in Spring. Sorry, that's not in Hibernate. So you could go through the appropriate directory structure and find that out. So I think you get the concept of what I'm trying to talk about. Commons collections jars are pretty much used in a lot of places. These are open source downloads. We had caching done through ehcache. We have OS cache also doing some caching, which is sitting right here. We have tapestry jars, and that's another framework. We have webwork, that's another framework. So we have plenty of frameworks to walk through.